The craftsman is here. Niurin Seiko. The smallest turbojet engine on the entire high-end equipment with superb technology. What a blast! The ultimate handcrafted feast. Can it be successfully started? Cut the crab open. The first step is to choose the right materials to cut out the required approximate size structure. Then select the appropriate compressor turbine to design the structure that makes the turbine blades. The following are professional skills operations. Non-professionals should not imitate easily. So this is the basic ligand size of a turbine. Follow. High-end equipment for complex blade machining processes. Order. Make even holes around the conjoined body, and then we cut the blade by hand. Continue to use machine tools to process. Pay attention to the operation of the great God. After the final fine polishing. So this is the structure of the turbine. Its processing process. It requires very precise control of the blade angle to achieve perfect dynamic balance. Next is the construction of the diffuser. Let's enjoy a silky revocation feast first. Looks like it's quite silky decompression. First, test the connection between the inner hole and the bearing. Then continue to undo to produce structure of compressor turbine and diffuser. The compressor turbine needs to be controlled here, the perfect gap fit with the diffuser. Then there is the processing of the diversion groove on the diffuser. Do a good job in the processing of plane diversion grooves. We also need to make a corresponding lateral diversion. Processing of grooves. The function of the overpressure device is to transfer the incoming airflow and decelerate and fed to the combustion chamber. The need for the entire production process. The request is also quite high. This is the processing of the entire guide groove. Next, it needs to be polished by hand to achieve the standard smoothness. So, you get a smooth diffuser structure. This craftsmanship is also quite high. How to connect the entire structure. Then the next step is to process the bushing. This is the basic structure of the bushing. We start with a simple heat treatment. Professional operation should not be imitated. This is the connection between the bushing and the diffuser. Then there is the machining of the central spindle. The whole production requires not only strong theoretical knowledge, it requires more exquisite hands to ensure the precision of each bow and arrow. Then it can be assembled to test the cooperation between the components. So this is the inside of the Eurojet, the most important structure. It looks really technological. So here's how the electronic blades are made. This is the basic structure of the car's soul. The most crucial thing is the production of internal blades. First, the entire circumference is overall marked. Make it by hand. The method of cutting to make the card slot of the blade. This requires a certain amount of patience and hard work. The following is the handcrafting of small leaves one by one. Pay attention to the operation details of the great God. A total of 11 blades of standard size are required. to install into the card slot. After the final welding and polish, then the nail impeller is made. And then you need to get the nail impellers, build a parcel outer sleeve. For the next step to connect with the entire shell, lay a good foundation. This is the electronic impeller with the basic installation of the outer ring. So did you all get it? Let's start building the engine housing and the structure of the intake hood. Pay attention to the feast of the silky decompression of the carriage ahead. Let's start by making the basic dimensional structure. Then we can carry out more delicate processing. This is the fabrication of the end that works with the diffuser. Control of the entire size, and the cooperation must be accurate. On the other side is the intake. The production of the mouth is finely polished. The whole intake hood looks unusually bright. This technology is also quite superb. The following is the fine pin construction of the shell. I think the production is good enough. Don't forget to order a little red heart. The coordination of the overall structure is also quite in place. I have to admire this exquisite craftsmanship. The connections between the structures need to be punched with holes, fixed with bolts. So hole here, the basic shape of an engine is revealed. Let's listen to the sound first. The sound is also quite pleasant. And here we are making the structure of the hood. The connection hole needs to be done well here to connect with the outside of the stator. It's really meticulous. Fabrication of each structure, it's all impeccable. The following is the construction of the core combustion chamber. This is the floor plan as designed. The materials used to make the combustion chamber need to use ultra-high temperature resistant stainless steel. Then the drawing is cut, transferred to stainless steel sheet. Make holes evenly arranged. Don't underestimate these small holes in the combustion chamber. The position of each small hole and the size is very particular, which respectively correspond to the main dying hole, air film cooling hole, play the purpose of organizing the airflow area and stabilizing the flame. It is composed of an inner ring and an outer ring. Use the connection button at the stamping place, welding the two structures together. And the inside is much more complicated. Select the appropriate stainless steel pipe to create an internal evaporation tube. Its function is that after the fuel touches the evaporation tube, when heated, it turns into fuel vapor. Mix with air to form a paint mixture. Inject into the combustion chamber together. How to feed the entire engine. The following needs to be designed. Layout arrangement of internal spray U-tube. Look at this dense arrangement. Does the whole production feel quite complicated? That's the whole engine. The most core technology. So have you all worn it? This is the main structure of the whole turbojet engine. Made how to start. First you need to install the spark plug and the supporting power supply system. Can it be successfully started? Let's take a look at the first test of guide. the visual effect is not bad. All neighborhoods are operating normally. Then replace it with a professional test base. Don't look at such a mini engine, but it requires a complete auxiliary control structure. It's really a Sparrow, although it's small and can start starting. How is it? Is it quite shocking? The whole production was also quite successful, although the structure seems simple. However, the size and technical requirements for processing have very demanding requirements. This is also the reason why turbojet engines are expensive. That's it for this video. Come and discuss in the comment area.